after each week in the NFL, I am going to tweet out, give me your takeaways, your reactions from this past week and what you saw. And we have a lot of tweets here. I have 5 tweets specifically that we don't have specific topics on the show today about, but we want to touch on them because you guys are interested in them. I think it's a good way to have you guys more involved in these NFL shows. So first tweet comes from Messi Martinez 5.
Shout out Messi Martinez.
Deciphering where the real problem is in Denver, Nathaniel Hackett or Russell Wilson?
I think it's Russell.
You think it is?
I do think it's Russell. I have to really yesterday was the first game I really, really locked the fuck in on, and he's cooked.
You think it's over? Like you don't think he's ever gonna reach?
He could still get I don't want to say better, but he can go back to not being cooked.
You think he'll ever be a top 10 quarterback?
I don't think he'll ever be a top 10 quarterback ever again.
Damn.
I think at this point, because you got to think next year, all the 7 to 10, 11 guys are going to be young guys. So it's possible he can't, but I think he could still be good. Yeah. But right now he's cooked.
Well, right now coming into this year, in that range was not the young guys, like Stafford, Carr, Cousins. They were kind of in that range. They go out. I mean, Burrow's solidified himself. Lamar solidified himself.
Oh, we know
who was coming up? It was K1.
K1's in there.
Tua,
even though
Hurts.
K1 comes down, Hurts is going to enter
can
that
win a playoff game and literally walk in front.
Because if Kyler was top 10 last year, there's no reason Hurts can't be.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's going to be. I mean, I would still have Russell top 12, top 13.
Yeah.
I still think he can be good, but my goodness, he's from his first half. I thought he was going to have a good ass game. I legit thought, all right, this ain't going to be no vintage Russ, but this was going to be a good game. Second half, he was dog shit.
So bad. It was the first time. That first half was the first time I felt like the Broncos offense had life.
He was making some plays out the pocket. I thought it was going to be a good ass game.
Especially after that play to Dulcich, I said, wow, not only is the Dulcich agenda thriving, now it's my tight end 1 coming out the draft. I was like, Dulcich, that's my guy. Alberto, unfortunate. He's just not good, I guess, because each week he's been getting less and less snaps. Alberto, whatever, But Greg Dulcich lit a spark under that team. It was a great first drive. I thought that when the team has 10 days to prepare for a game, you should come out like that. And I thought they were going to continue to do that.
Wasn't 11? It was Monday night. Right?
Yeah, 11. 11. It's even worse.
An extra day.
We saw Matt Ryan in the Colts offense find that click. We saw Matt Ryan go crazy. I don't think
he did.
The problem. I don't think the problem is just one person. I don't think Russell Wilson is the clear and sole problem. I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I will say, does Russ get the majority of the blame?
Yes.
Because I don't, even though Nathaniel Hackett, you can talk about his game management, you can talk about his coaching staff hires. They haven't been terrific outside of Avero, the defensive coordinator. But Russell Wilson is not hitting easy reads. He's not as accurate as he once was, and there are teams that are now honing on what he does because they know he doesn't target the middle of the field. So they squeeze the sidelines and they kind of let him. They're forcing him to throw here. And Russell Wilson being 5'11", 5'10", it's the same problem Kyler Murray struggles with. They just can't see over certain linemen, and they don't trust the throw.
There was a play where the dude was literally standing in the middle, right in front of Russ.
That was all over Twitter.
He just refused to pass him the ball.
And it was a third down too.
It was easy. I don't know if it's. I know we played a short game card, but
that's not even a because
I don't think
there was no offensive lineman. It was right straight ahead.
Shit opened up. He can see him. I really think Hackett's gonna get blamed. But receivers be open, man.
Hackett's going to be the scapegoat. He's going to get fired at the end of the year. They're going to bring in someone else, someone probably with experience. Maybe a Sean Payton is interested in coaching Russell Wilson to, every time a coach gets fired, they're bringing the opposite type of guy. You have Hackett who
$50 million.
I know. You have Hackett who never coached NFL coaching job before, was never an NFL head coach, I should say. Now I'm assuming next offseason they're going to bring in someone with experience, with play calling experience, who's, won something at some point in his career. He's going to be the scapegoat, but you're right. It has to go on both of them. Russell has now played up to his standards. Hackett has been an absolute whiff up to this point, 6 weeks through the year, and they're the last scoring offense in the league. They're the worst offense in the league right now. I can't put the blame on just one person. They both get the blame, but at the end of the day, you can move off Hackett with no problem. You can't move off $250 million.
Yeah, you can. And the other problem is that they can't run the ball. And for a quarterback, that's essential. Every quarterback that's had terrific seasons, outside of very few outliers like Josh Allen right now, you have to be able to run the ball to complement the quarterback, and they're not running the ball effectively. For some reason, Nathaniel Hackett thought that when Javonte was healthy, he should have split the workload with Melvin Gordon. Now, Melvin Gordon is the only one healthy, and Latavius Murray's getting more of the snaps, and Melvin Gordon gets benched. I don't understand. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't understand what's happening in Denver. I do think that Nathaniel Hackett, to begin with, was never supposed to get hired in the first place. He was Aaron Rodgers' bait, and they didn't get Rodgers. Russell Wilson, although I feel like Russell Wilson will come back to a standard level of play, but the contract still won't age well because he's a quarterback that relies heavily on his athletic ability to create plays outside of pocket, outside of structure, and that's obviously diminished. It's not the same anymore. So I think overall, there's a bunch of blame around Denver, but definitely to me, I think it's Russ. Next tweet is, and I wish Drew was here to read this to react to this tweet.
Shout him out.
Dolphins being a lottery team without Tua isn't mentioned enough. This is from Varaka9.
Are they a lottery team?
Oh, he loves.
I mean, bro, yesterday Teddy had 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had 170 yards. Waddle had 130 yards. Tua obviously opens up this offense, but this was a game. Against the Vikings, this was a game.
The Jets game looks fuzzy because Teddy went out early, so they had to put in Skyler. They really had no game plan for that.
I thought they would lose to Cincy regardless. Tua was not playing well in that game.
I mean, his take looks good right now. But I don't know.
It wasn't like this was.
They wasn't running away with the league. It was still pretty early.
And the way the Vikings won this game off a weird Jalen Waddle fumble where he kind of lost the ball, nobody touched him. Then Dalvin Cook, the next couple plays, gets a 50-yard touchdown. Like the Vikings did not dominate this game. They won 24-16.
They win on weird ways, anyways.
They can't win by more than one possession. It's just not in their DNA.
Yeah, the Tua. I was actually looking at NFL quarterback stats earlier today, and Tua's a top. He's number 1 in most of them right now. Yeah, in terms of passer rating.
They're definitely a better team with Tua. So
yeah, they are. But I still am not completely sold on Tua. I think Tua, he's a fine facilitator. He's a good game manager. But
it's too early to decide.
We just have to see what happens when defenses truly scheme up for what they're good at doing and take that away. And what can you do when you're forced to create something out of structure?
I think without a doubt, this offense is better without Tua, but I'm not going to sit and pretend like the offense was broken yesterday because Teddy was in and out Tua. The offense was great. They just put up 16 points. They couldn't convert in the end zone.
Teddy's fine, yeah.
Next tweet is from X Pacifica. Bailey Zappe is better than Mac Jones.
I'm not entertaining.
I'm interested to hear your take. You said it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
no, Zappe's
put together a few good games.
I think that we're getting to this point where whenever a quarterback comes in and has a good stretch of games, it's a quarterback controversy. Yeah. We saw that with Cooper Rush. I said that he was going to get exposed versus Philadelphia. He did. Now everybody's clamoring.
Dallas?
No, I picked Philadelphia to win that game.
You sure?
Relax. I picked Philadelphia.
I kind of remember him picking Dallas.
No, you picked the Jags. That's what it was. Sorry, you picked the Jags.
I did pick the Jags over the Philadelphia Eagles a couple weeks ago.
Casual.
Yeah.
When I look at with Bailey Zappe, the Packers game, he had less than 100 yards. The game versus Detroit Lions, it was okay, but the running game was dominating, and he was hitting a lot of stuff, like play action stuff. He had an okay game. This game versus the Browns was the real legit, wow, this was a fantastic game from Bailey Zappe. And even in that game, Bailey Zappe's hitting wide open receivers. I mean, these guys are wide open. He made a couple good throws. I think he has some good escapability outside the pocket. Bailey Zappe is a fine quarterback. I think he's okay. But there's nothing that he does that's better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones is better at reading defenses. He's better at throwing the ball into tight windows.
Mac Jones struggled before that injury. Mac Jones was struggling bad.
I know. Mac Jones, he had his moments, but then again, I look at Mac Jones versus Baltimore. He threw 3 interceptions. One of them was like a late game one, which it was just like a heaver. It's like whatever. But Mac Jones made some high-level throws versus Baltimore and that defense. Before crowning Bailey Zappe, I want to see him face a competent defense. It's been against the Packers. It's been against the Lions. It's been against the Browns. All 3 of those defenses aren't very good. Bailey Zappe is, I will say this about Zappe and Mac Jones. I don't think Bailey Zappe is better than Mac Jones, but Mac Jones can't be content with his position right now. Mac Jones, every game he has to take as if he plays poorly, he can be replaced, because that's very true. Although I do think Mac Jones is better than him, Bailey Zappe does a lot of the same things Mac Jones does, and he offers a little bit more athleticism and escapability outside the pocket, but he doesn't have the arm strength, which means Mac Jones has to be on his heels. He has to be on his toes. That quote from Pete Carroll the other day and how Drew Lock is nipping at Geno Smith's heels, that has to be Mac Jones, because Bailey Zappe's right there, and if the Patriots continue to win with Bailey Zappe, I don't think Bill Belichick is afraid to pull the trigger on switching the quarterbacks because he's done it before with Tom Brady and Drew Bledsoe. But I do think Mac Jones is better, and when he comes back, I think now that the Patriots offense is rolling, we'll see a better Mac Jones.
I think that's
shining, boy.
Thanks, dude.
The dumbest
looking at
dancing
it,
on IG.
Where you get that from?
Ah, come on. I can't reveal.
Bro's gatekeeping the chain.
This guy's nuts, bro.
I can't,
The biggest difference between, I think, the Patriots situation and the Cowboys is we know Dak is a borderline top 10 quarterback. Well, Mac Jones is not in that discussion yet. He's in that 15 to 20 range.
Season, though.
Mac Jones had one of the best rookie seasons in a while for a quarterback.
He was solid.
And they were slept on.
He was solid.
So we can't ignore that.
He was solid, but his position isn't solidified like Dak's position is solidified.
Yeah, but that's fair.
true.
Yeah,
that's the biggest difference.
And I will say this: I do think
Bailey
Bailey Zappe is better than Cooper Rush. I do. I think he's a better quarterback than Cooper Rush. Just from what I've seen and just the prospects out of college that they both are, I think Bailey Zappe offers a little bit more than Cooper Rush.
That's fair to say.
And that's why I think there's more of a competition between him and Mac Jones, but then again, I still don't think there is one. I think it's Mac Jones clearly, and Mac Jones will come back and he'll play well. There's a brand new fantasy app. It's called Boom Fantasy. You got over-unders, player props. You got matchups. This player versus that player. That's personally my favorite and long shots. You can win 40 times your money. And if I'm not mistaken, Joel, NBA is coming soon.
Yes, sir. NBA will be in the app in the next 10 days or so. I believe opening night is October 19th, so we'll have stuff up a few days beforehand. That's going to be fun because we have it every night. You don't have to wait till Monday, Thursday.
Did you get your code? For the league pass?
I did get my code for the league pass.
I got my code too.
Yep, that's amazing.
That's from 2K, right?
Yes.
That's tough.
Amazing.
That's fire.
So if you guys haven't already, download the Boom Fantasy app right now. Link is in our description or in the caption wherever you're watching. So reacting to tweets part 2, we said we would do it later in the show. This is from Wolves_season. The Vikings always play to the competition for better or for worse. We won't know how good they are until the postseason.
That's a fact.
I think that's a fact too. I think it is.
That's actually a great ass tweet. Did he get a lot of likes and retweets on it?
I'm sorry, what team are we talking about?
The Vikings.
Again, the Vikings barely won against a backup quarterback. In Miami, I get it. It's just hard to win all these close games. Eventually, last year, to be fair, they lost damn near all the close games. Yeah, I thought the Vikings going into the season, I did have them in second place in the wild card. I think even winning a playoff game, I think the Packers were going to win the season.
You talked about the Giants being one of the most unimpressive 5-1 teams. I feel like the Vikings haven't been talked about enough.
No, because they haven't dominated. They've just barely got, even their wins barely gotten by, and their loss was against the Eagles.
That Saints game was real ugly.
Yeah, it's not New York, bro. It's not New York.
But I feel like the Vikings got a lot of hype going into the season. Not just here. I know you guys too, but I feel like nationally.
We picked them to win the division.
Yeah, I know. It was a great call. They look great right now.
Thanks, dude. This is from Atlanta fan. Skull.
Oh. I'm in Drew's chair. I'm over here riding for the Giants, riding for Tua.
You're an idiot. You're a Hurts fan riding for the fucking clown ass G.
No, because I'm they're 5-1. They're not a bad team.
Beat the shit out of them.
I do think you guys will beat them twice.
No, we're gonna dog them out, manhandle them, food on the floor.
I think the Giants are gonna keep it competitive.
Yeah, you think so?
You guys
we were
just
supposed to blow out the Cowboys. I don't know what happened.
They have a good defense.
This is from Atlanta fan 21. Falcons winning the NFC South, and Matt Ryan is still him. And Drew needs to apologize for calling him the fraud Matt while calling Stafford the real Matty Ice. That was a nasty take.
So what's his take? The Colts are back, and Matt Ryan is.
He said Falcons going to win the division. Which
no.
Nah, I don't think so.
And
but
Matt Ryan
really
is still him.
They look really good. I don't think they'll win. Matt Ryan is not him.
If Matt Ryan is being.
What does Drew need to apologize for?
For saying that Stafford's the real Matty Ice.
Ooh. Stafford's been so ass this year.
Hey, Drew got it. That's something Drew got to take over.
Drew and me too. We were on the Rams last year. I saw week 1 the way that looked. I was like,
you saw it before week 1. You just picked the Niners. You jumped on the Niners train before week 1.
Well, because Trey.
Yeah, so you jumped off the train very quickly. It was.
I like the Niners, but Lance was, that was gonna be my agenda this year, unfortunately.
This is from Jalen_Bakta. The Seahawks actually could be a playoff team. They're 3-3 right now.
Let me look at the NFC playoff picture.
I think when they get into the playoffs, they'll kind of get destroyed.
I feel the same way. Geno did not have a great game. Geno was back to looking.
I think getting into the playoffs would kind of be I don't think they want that.
I thought Geno was fine.
He had less than 200 pass yards.
Yeah, the Cardinals' defense is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry.
DK drops a lot of freaking passes, dude.
I don't think they'll be a playoff team. Right now you have the Eagles, Vikings, Bucks, Niners. Those are the division leaders. And then the playoffs, you have the Giants, Cowboys, Rams. On the outside, you have the Packers, Falcons, Seattle. I mean, they're in the conversation, but I would still, even though the Rams haven't looked good, I would still trust them more. I would still trust the Packers, even though they haven't liked them more, and the Cowboys and Giants.
I think they won't make it because the defense is bad. And they did hold Arizona to 9 points, but I think that's more due to Arizona not being good offensively and them having issues of their own than it is the Seahawks being this great unit now. That's what I think will hold them back. The Packers don't make the playoffs from Draw of the Darkness.
It's possible.
I think it is too. The Packers have a lot of offensive struggles.
It just sounds real weird saying that shit, you know? Packers not making the playoffs.
I mean, I guess if I said Atlanta or Seattle's not.
Because right now, who do we have? We have the Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, the Bucks,
Vikings, Niners.
The Vikings.
And the Rams right now are the 7th seed.
Rams.
What's the record for the Rams?
3-3.
I'm assuming
they play
the
Panthers
are 3-3.
next week. Yes.
It's gonna be a dogfight. The Packers, I think, is still sneaking.
They played the Panthers last week. I don't know who they play next week.
Packers is still sneaking. I don't know though.
3-3 teams in the NFC right now. The Rams, Bucks, Packers, 49ers, Seahawks, and Falcons. This tweet is from Mr. Run Good Roth. Out of these teams, this not in this tweet, but out of these teams, who do you think makes the playoffs? You can only pick 2.
Give me
Bucks.
Niners and Bucks.
Yeah, facts.
Niners and Bucks are the only 2 teams I would pick as well. The only 2 teams.
If the Packers get in, Aaron done went heroic and got them in. But give me Bucks and Niners.
Aaron Rodgers is doing the best he can right now. It's just that offense is super limited. The Rams have offensive line issues. Joseph Noteboom is now out for the year. That's your left tackle. The receiver outside of Cooper Kupp, they don't have one.
Is Ramsey cooked?
Ramsey's not cooked. No, he's still a great player. I will say this, though. Although the Seahawks and Falcons might not make the playoffs, they deserve a lot of credit because the Falcons are one of the best coached teams in football. And the Seahawks, Geno's resurgence has been really something to marvel at and how he's played this season.
I just don't know if this whole Geno thing is going to last the whole year.
It will.
I
6
don't
weeks
know.
in? Got some time left. What we got?
10 weeks.
He played well
More
against the
than 10.
Cardinals, bro.
He was a game manager.
Against it,
You two have very different definitions of playing well.
DK dropped a bunch of passes.
We do.
It's very clear.
DK dropped a bunch of passes.
He did.
I told y'all, one of y'all at the table last week said DK was going to have like a monster game. Did he have a monster game?
No. Geno Smith threw the ball to DK in the end zone and he dropped it. It was a hard catch, but if you're 6'4", DK stature and build,
like The Rock.
you should make it. You should make it. I'm telling you, Geno had a pretty good game, solid game for what he was working with that game.
He was working with. Lockett didn't do shit.
Yeah.
I think we folded on that one.
I think Geno is going to beat him, though, still.
The whole year?
Yep.
Him is in...
He's going to be a good quarterback. Geno's a good quarterback.
People are
going to start putting him in that Tannehill tier after the year. He's not going anywhere. I'm telling you. He's actually a good quarterback.
So what do you have him ranked? Like, just randomly, if you could, off the top of your head.
20?
Right now, he's definitely playing at a top 15 level.
Top 15? You think he's playing better than Matt Ryan?
To this point, yeah. Matt Ryan will, by the end of the year, play better than him, though.
You think he's playing better than Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
Hurts?
No.
Is Hurts playing like a top 8 quarterback right now?
He's playing like a top 6-5 quarterback right now.
It is.
No Jalen Hurts topic today, huh?
We talked about him.
The
tweets.
Prime time game. Against the
You got to have more
Dehls.
primetime game topics, right?
You saw a big play Slay?
Sir, good friend of the show.
Bro, he's on the volume now. I just saw that.
Keep that.
He has a show with
At the
him.
interception, ran it, gave it to
I
Meek
didn't
Mill.
realize it was a full show.
No, it's called Big Play Slay.
Oh, wait. I thought that was us.
No.
Oh,
Who's it? Is it with
For
Fowler?
real?
Nah, it's just his own show. After
Oh.
every Eagles game is going to go on and
I watched that shit
do a
thinking
podcast.
that was us up there.
What Draymond Green is doing, that's what Darius Slay is going to do after
That's
every
fire.
game. He's going to
Okay.
go and do
That's
a
fine.
podcast.
He's great now. He speaks really well.
Caught the
Yeah, he
interception,
does.
grabbed it, gave to Meek Mill. Shout out
Tough.
to Meek Mill.
Yeah.
Meek Mill looks a little thin out there. Skinny.